This is The 5 Points of Presbyterianism, The Distinctives of Presbyterian Church Government, written by Thomas Dwight Witherspoon, narrated by Craig A. Hart. The 5 Points of Presbyterianism is published by Log College Press. Find other Log College Press titles by visiting www.logcollegepress.com. Introduction. Many people are familiar with what are known as the 5 Points of Calvinism. Few people are acquainted with what Thomas Dwight Witherspoon lays out in this booklet as the 5 Points of Presbyterianism. Even among members of Presbyterian churches, these 5 distinctives of the Presbyterian form of church government are relatively unknown. Yet it is important for those who would align themselves with this particular expression of Christ's church to understand its nature, its claims, and its unique beauty. We publish this booklet in the confidence that all Presbyterian church members, especially officers and officer candidates, as well as those outside Presbyterianism, will benefit from Witherspoon's overview of these vital topics. Who was Thomas Dwight Witherspoon? He was born on January 17, 1836, in Greensboro, Alabama, and was educated at the then famous Academy of Henry Tutwiler. He attended the University of Alabama, but graduated in 1856 from the University of Mississippi. Discerning a call to gospel ministry, he went to Columbia Theological Seminary in South Carolina to study under James Henley Thornwell, John Bailey Adger, Aaron Leland, and George Howe. After graduating in 1859, he returned to his college town of Oxford, Mississippi, to become the pastor of its Presbyterian church. When the American Civil War started in 1861, however, he left the pastorate to enter the Confederate Army as a private. He soon became a chaplain of the 2nd and the 42nd Mississippi Infantry, and was in active service at the Battle of Gettysburg. There he was captured, and spent several months as a prisoner of war at Fort McHenry in Baltimore. Following the Civil War, Witherspoon served as the pastor of 2nd Presbyterian Church in Memphis, Tennessee, 1865 to 1870. The pastor of the Presbyterian Church in Christiansburg, Virginia, 1870 to 1871. The chaplain at the University of Virginia, 1871 to 1873. The pastor of Tabb Street Presbyterian Church in Petersburg, Virginia, 1873 to 1882, the pastor of First Presbyterian Church in Louisville, Kentucky, 1882 to 1891, and the pastor of First Presbyterian Church in Richmond, Kentucky, 1891 to 1894. His final call was as the professor of homiletics and pastoral theology at the newly formed Louisville Presbyterian Theological Seminary. He ministered there until his death on November 3, 1898. Dr. Witherspoon, who served as moderator of the General Assembly of the Presbyterian Church in the United States in 1884, was a useful and influential minister of the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. He was remembered as a kind, respectful, and insightful professor, especially popular with young men. He published numerous articles and sermons, as well as 2 books, Children of the Covenant in 1873 and Romanism in 1881. The Thomas Dwight Witherspoon papers, including unpublished sermons and biographical information on which this sketch is based, are housed at the PCA Historical Center, found at www.pcahistory.org/finding-aids/Witherspoon. These words were first an address given at Harrodsburg, Kentucky, on October 12, 1883, at the centennial celebration of Presbyterianism in Kentucky. Given the nature of Witherspoon's audience and the occasion of delivery, he does not spend as much time grounding his statements in the Scriptures as he might have done in a treatise prepared for publication. Those who desire to study this subject further are encouraged to read, among many other books we could recommend, Thomas Witherow's 19th century classic, The Apostolic Church, Which Is It?, which traverses much the same ground as Witherspoon, though in a different order. Witherow also adds a 6th point that Witherspoon presupposed. Jesus Christ alone is the King and head of his church. May King
Sample complete. Ready to continue?